Welcome, InStar trainees. To my knowledge, this will probably be the last video that I make. My business is getting very busy. It's difficult to continue making these. This whole line of 30-something videos are for people who have been willing to give up the hopelessness of Wall Street and try our alternative programs with InStar Alliance. This is to give them hope that they're making the right decision about changing their lives for the better. In a nutshell, Wall Street is probably one of the most corrupt environments on the planet's surface. It was designed in 1981 specifically to turn the U.S., thanks to Reagan, into a corporation. 401k was supposed to be, 40 years ago, a pension plan. It was set up for Johnson & Johnson. It did not work out that way. Instead, Wall Street, through S&P, were able to go ahead and continue to drain it and have done so. Wall Street has been draining stock accounts since the 1800s. They do it on the 7th year of each decade, giving the other wealthy who invest time to put money together so they can drain more. All the pension accounts are not protected. The SEC is powerless. The Security Exchange Commission, the best they can do on a good day is to fine them. So far, they fined these different banks, Wall Street banks, J.P. Morgan, and all the other ones, Merrill Lynch, etc., etc., 186 billion. Yet they have been able to legally get away with murder, and they have stolen out of the $16.1 trillion that was put into the 401k plans, IRA, Roth IRA, pension plans, 529 plans, and any of the other stupid shit that they offer the public with their own stupidity and they buy into because their employer matches it. Their employer matching it makes no difference because on the 7th year or the 8th year of each decade, it gets drained by 38%. Doesn't matter if you have mutual funds. It doesn't matter. If you continue to invest in them, you're an idiot. Our programs basically, in a nutshell, are guaranteed by American companies who don't like Wall Street, and they work with global indexes outside of the U.S. The only hope the American public has is if they don't work within their country. I know they're patriotic, but they're patriotic sheep idiots. Period. That's all they'll ever be. The best that we can do is maybe help 1/10 of 1%. That's all that we can possibly hope for. Maybe we might go viral, maybe, and maybe touch the lives of a couple of million, but highly unlikely. Our numbers will probably be less than 30,000 that we'll be able to change. But if we can cut back the number of billionaires being built, then that's something. From March 20 to March 2021, we got 56 new billionaires minted by Wall Street. Sadly, though, the politicians have no time for this. They're looking at other angles, and that's what we're going to look at right now. So let's get started with it and see what's going on in that world of October 2021.
Joining me now, the senator in the middle of it all, budget chairman in the Senate, Bernie Sanders. Senator Sanders, thank you for joining us. The bottom line, where do things stand now?
Well, I think we're going to make real progress, and I think, Jonathan, we're going to do what the American people want us to do. And the American people are very clear. They want to substantially lower the cost of prescription drugs. They want to expand home health care so that people are not forced out of their homes into nursing homes. They want to expand Medicare so that elderly people can have dental care, can have hearing aids, can have eyeglasses. They want us to address the existential threat of climate change. And I'll tell you what else they want. They are sick and tired of the rich getting richer and not paying their fair share of taxes, and they want this reconciliation.
Amen, brother. Amen.
By doing away with the loopholes that the wealthy and large corporations enjoy. So we have the American people very, very strongly on our side. We've got the president of the
Who
United
cares?
States on our
The rich
side.
people
Got
control the country, you idiot.
96% of the members of the Democratic caucus in the House on our side. We got all but 2 senators at this point and the Democratic caucus on our side. We're going to win this thing. We're going to pass it.
Manchin and Sinise are owned by the Republicans. They're owned by my people.
And we're going to pass a reconciliation bill.
You're damned.
All right, I want to get to one of those 2 senators that is not with you right now. Senator Sinema, as we heard Rachel Scott refer to, put out a lengthy statement overnight about the failure of the House to vote on that infrastructure bill. She said, in part, the failure of the U.S. House to hold a vote on Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act.
I hate to say it, but the woman's right. Just do the infrastructure. You can't reach the rich. They're beyond hope. You can't reach them. We always
cleaner
win.
water, more reliable electricity, and better broadband only hurts everyday families. She accuses you, Senator, and other progressives of pulling off what she calls an ineffective stunt and holding that infrastructure bill hostage to the larger social infrastructure bill. Your response?
Well, I think Senator Sinema is wrong. I think from day one, Jonathan, it has been clear. President of the United States has said it. Speaker of the House Pelosi has made it clear. Our Majority Leader in the Senate, Schumer, has made it clear. Both of these bills are going forward in tandem.
Idiot.
Going forward in tandem.
In tandem is for idiots.
I voted for the infrastructure bill. It is an
You'll never get a dime out the rich, you idiot.
I know how much we've got to address our crumbling infrastructure and create jobs there. But I also know that elderly people in this country cannot chew their food because they don't have teeth in their mouth.
Oh, well.
I know that the American people are sick and tired of paying 10 times more for prescription drugs than the people of Canada and in other countries. I know that there are young people out there who would love the opportunity to get a higher education but can't afford community college. We're going to make 2 years of community college tuition free. And I also know that the scientists are telling us that if we do not act boldly in terms of cutting carbon emissions, that the planet we're leaving our kids and grandchildren will be increasingly uninhabitable. And let me also say this, Jonathan. We're not just taking on or dealing with Senator Manchin or Senator Sinema. We're taking on the entire ruling class of this country. Right now, the drug companies,
true.
the health
and you always will fail against them.
Industry
we can't be stopped.
Hundreds
ever.
And hundreds of millions of dollars to prevent us from doing what the American people want.
Who cares what they want?
This really is a test of whether or not American democracy can work.
It's been gone since the 80s, you idiot. There is no democracy.
They're not going to do anything. But I hope very much, and I expect, that the Democratic caucus and the president, I know he will, stand firm and tell the drug companies, stop ripping us off. Well, tell the insurance companies that the American people need, elderly people need dental care, hearing aids and eyeglasses.
You can gum it if you need to.
Our young people need quality child care that they deserve.
So let me ask you about where the president is on this. As I understand it, he has now floated a $2 trillion top-line number on this broader bill. You are at 3.5. I remember you initially wanted closer to $6 trillion. Are you comfortable?
We're already at $180 trillion. You fucking idiot.
No, well, first of all, I'm not sure that that's...
We're already bankrupt.
There's a lot of gossip that goes on. What the president has said is that there's going to have to be some give and take, and I think that that's right. I think, if anything, Jonathan, when we especially talk about the crisis of climate change and the need to transform our energy system away from fossil fuel, the $6 trillion that I originally proposed was probably to the $3.5 trillion should be a minimum. But I accept that there's going to have to be give and take. But at the end of the day, the real...
Okay, so give and take, but not $2 trillion. That's not enough. Because the president also said that a smaller investment could create historic achievements. But $2 trillion is not enough.
What the president is saying is that what we are trying to do is for the working families of this country, for the children, for the elderly, we're trying to pass legislation since the Great Depression, and he's right. The bottom line is we've got to pass it. We've got to pass the infrastructure bill. And the American people are going to have to stand up. You know what bothers me about this whole thing? Poll after poll shows What we are doing is exactly what the American people want. It's not what the big money interest wants, not what
The
the
big
largest
money interest
wants,
runs
it's what the American
is
people
all
want.
that
And
matters.
we got to do it.
Now, Senator Manchin's the other senator in the middle of this. He's been consistent. We actually had him on this program back in July, and let me play you what he said about his top line number back then. But what's your bottom line? The question is, this is over $1 trillion.
The bottom line,
Bernie Sanders wants $6 more trillion.
Here's the-
What are you? How far are you willing to go?
I want to make sure we pay for it. I do not want to add more debt on. So if that's $1
You
trillion
traitor.
or 1.5 or $2 trillion, whatever that comes out to be.
There was some
over 10 years
activists found him hanging
that's
around
how
on a
we
yacht
vote.
that he owns. How many senators you know
So,
own
I
a
mean,
yacht?
basic
He's
math
bought and
tells me
paid
you
by
have
the
Sinema
Republicans.
And you have Manchin both unwilling to go above
No.
that.
If you just listen, Jonathan, if you just listen to what Manchin said, he said he wants it to be paid for. He's right. I want it to be paid for.
but
And in
the
fact,
rich
that is
don't want to
exactly
pay
what
for it,
we
you
are going
idiots.
to do. And if it's $3.5 trillion, we can pay for it because, as everybody knows, you got some of the wealthiest people in this country who, in a given year, don't pay a penny in federal income tax.
True.
Large corporations don't pay a nickel in federal income tax. So if Manchin wants to pay for it, I'm there. Let's do it. And by the way, you can pay for it at $3.5 trillion. You can pay for it at $6 trillion. We have massive income and wealth inequality in this country.
And we will forever.
But as you know,
we can do that.
I mean, as you know, what he's saying is the only taxes he's willing to go to would give you at most $2 trillion. We also
But you
heard.
see, that's in.
I mean, that's where he is. And Terry McAuliffe, who of course is on the ballot running in Virginia, is saying that
I'm here in
$3.5
Virginia.
trillion is simply too big. It's going to hurt Democrats, and he thinks it might even hurt him in his own race in Virginia.
Well,
What do
Terry
you say?
McAuliffe, I wish Terry McAuliffe the best of luck. I hope he becomes the governor of Virginia again. But let him focus on Virginia issues. Some of us got to deal with the national issues. And what I am telling you, ask the American people whether or not we should have Medicare negotiating prescription drug prices. Ask them. Ask whether or not we should expand home health care. Whether we should
They
make
don't control
community colleges
nothing. They're
tuition-free.
sheep. Who cares
Whether or
what
not
they
we should
think?
deal with climate. And when we do all of those things, by the way, we create millions of good paying jobs. What we are fighting for is precisely what the American people want, and that's what we've got to do.
Okay, we're just about out of time. Bottom line, if Manchin and Sinema don't come up, don't do what you are suggesting, what most of the Democrats or almost all of the other Democrats want, does that mean we get nothing? No infrastructure bill?
No.
Nothing?
Now, at the end of the day, I am absolutely convinced we're going to have a strong infrastructure bill, and we're going to have a great consequential reconciliation bill which addresses the needs of the American people.
All right, Senator Sanders, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I don't know about you, but somebody's been smoking crack. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm rich. I'm a Republican. I help, and I'm trying to help the public with InStar Alliance. What we're trying to do is stop billionaires on Wall Street. To the whole world, I say this. Stay away from the U.S. It's a foreign reason that started off good. It's foreign to your socialism. It never worked that well to begin with. It was created by a bunch of wealthy men back in 1776. It's only gotten worse. You don't want to immigrate to this country. All I can suggest at this point here is let's live in the here and now. And the here and now is telling me if you want to double your income in 6 years, instead of pissing it away with these Wall Street programs, contact us at 703, I hope you got an ink pen, 646-3941. You can also reach us Gmail. Everyone heard of Gmail. instaralliancedmvregion at gmail.com. Or you can check out our brand new LinkedIn site at www.linkedin.com/company/instar-alliance. Check us out. Like I said, I'm getting busy now. Sorry. I just don't have time for this anymore. But If you want to change your life for the better, contact us. Until then, have a nice day.